Okay, so this is a video on how to replace the starter solenoid on a Zetor tractor. I'm sorry for the bad sound quality and video quality because I shot this on my cell phone, so yeah. It is actually a quite an easy replacement. Basically just open the battery hatch, unbolt the battery, and just 2 bolts on the rear of the solenoid and the positive and negative connector on the solenoid, as well as a small connector for the solenoid engager. Quick video on how to replace Zetor starter solenoid. We need to remove those two. Obviously I'll remove the battery, as you can see. So now it's just to remove these two nuts. These nuts are just some 60mm release to remove, just like that. Then just uncouple these and those washers down there. A little hard to do with gloves on. And also this connector right here should come out just like that. Then we just need to remove these two bolts on the rear. The bolts back there are some 10mm M6 bolts. It's a little pain getting these tabs off, but now I got the solenoid out and we're going to switch to the new one. Also, it was a little hard getting at this bolt back here, there, because you cannot get a wrench in there really. You can get it, but it's really hard to move it. This thing comes off just like that. I don't think this one has any issues, but we got a new one, so you just use the new one. There's some grease on there. I don't have any grease at home right now, so I think we're gonna have to go without, but whatever. I don't think it matters too much. So I just scooped up the grease from the old one and I'm gonna put it back inside. Make sure it slides over the pin in there or whatever it is, so it, moves the starter. I don't know what it's called, but the piece for that engages the starter to the flywheel. It should be this direction with the piece right there down, and this connector right here should be facing outward. I don't know what happens if you put it in wrong, but it's best to put it in the right way. So I just took some steel wool and cleaned up these tabs and added a new connector. So now the tabs down here are back on, and I went and had, I think, some anti-seize spray or anti-rust spray and new lock washers for the bolts over here in the rear of the solenoid, just because it's better to use new ones than 40-year-old used lock washers. So now everything is back in place. Bolts back there are tight, these tabs are all tight, this one is back, all those tabs down there are back. So basically this is just ready for test start now. So after the test start now, I could hear the starter having more power, which means electricity is getting easier to the starter.